no quality of life. I spent a lot of time in my bed. I was about 300 pounds. And yeah, it was a struggle. Hi, I'm Melissa Vincent. I'm 41 years old. I am a stay-at-home mom. I have 2 beautiful daughters at home, as well as a lovely husband. I have fibromyalgia and a herniated disc in a pinched nerve down my right arm, and I was in severe pain, and I'd been on a whole bunch of other medications. Nothing was working, and so I got sent down to a specialist down in the city, and he recommended me to a cannabis clinic, and then they put me on the medical marijuana. Started at a small dose, and I gradually stopped taking all my other medications, and now I'm just strictly on cannabis. I take it in all forms. I take it oil, I take it herbal, and then topical as well. It's been an amazing journey. I got my life back. I was not walking, I was not moving. You couldn't touch me. It was too painful. I had an 8-month-old baby at the time. It was pretty difficult. I had very little quality of life, actually no quality of life. I spent a lot of time in my bed. I was about 300 pounds. And yeah, it was a struggle. So slowly I started walking, and it was with 2 canes. And then it progressed to 1 cane. And then it progressed to no canes. And now I'm skiing and doing yoga and riding my bike and doing everything that everyone else can do. So yeah, it made a huge difference in my life. I have my life back. My daughter, my oldest one, was 11. When this all happened, she was 6. And she pretty much said she lost her mom, which is true. I was in bed, like she didn't have mom. And so, sorry, when this all, and I'm where I am now today, she's like, I've got my mom back. You go to soccer, you ski with me, you play with me, you ride your bike, you go swimming. Like, yeah. She's like, I miss that. I'm like, yeah, you would have. And it was hard. It was hard on my husband. It was hard on my kids. It was hard on me. But it was the best thing I ever did. Like 100%. The best thing I've ever done. For myself and for my family. The relief of pain. The fact that people could touch me again and I could finally lift my child again. It was slow things, like it didn't go away overnight. It took time, and it took time to get into my system and me to get used to it. But once I did, it worked. Like I just slowly worked with it instead of against it. I didn't let it do all the work. I worked with it. If I started feeling better, then I started moving more. And you slowly work with it. You don't just sit on your tush and do nothing and hope the medication works itself. That's not how it works. So you have to, you got to be wanting to feel better too. And you have to have that attitude that it's, let's try something different this time. I've tried all the traditional medications and they weren't working. So why not try something that's herbal and natural and see if that works for me? And it did. Well, at the beginning I was a little apprehensive and a little weary about taking it because it was at the time marijuana, right? And cannabis, and there's all these negative stigmas that went around with it, like that you do nothing, you sit on a couch and you gain weight and you're deadbeat, and there was all these negative things that went around with it. But as I slowly got into it myself, I realized that that was just a bunch of talk, because I became more active and I lost weight, and my life just totally took the opposite turn of what everyone was like, what everyone thinks you're like. You don't sit on a couch, eat a bag of chips, and do nothing. What I do is I take my medication and I'm able to do the laundry, I'm able to take care of my kids, I'm able to clean my house, I'm able to be active. Now, when I do take my medication, I do not drive. That's the only thing I will not do. I only had my family practitioner and then my specialist down in the city. So not very many. I stuck to mine. It got to the point where just nothing was working. And I wouldn't take any more pain drill, and my doctor didn't want to give me any more. Like, it was a combination of the two of us going, this isn't working. Let's figure out how to get you to a place where you're feeling better. So that's hence being sent down to the city to see a specialist, and then him sending me to the next specialist. So there'd be the 3. No, well, you could see that I was not only coming from the specialist I came from, but you could see physically, the doctor could see how much pain I was in. It was awful. Like I cried to walk. So yeah, you could, and as he saw me, so I went back every 3 months at the beginning, and it was easy, small doses, and we worked our way up, and I stopped taking all my other medications while I was doing this. So within a year, I was off of everything. Yeah, we bumped up the percentage. So we started with a small percentage, under 10% THC at the beginning, and then it was like under 15%, and now it's under 30%. I take a high amount of THC, but that's what works for me. Now, that doesn't mean that will work for everybody, and each body is different. Like with each medication, each body reacts different. So with this one, each body's going to react different too. It's just what works for you. And that's why you start slow and with little quantities and work your way up to where you find that it works the best for you. It's pretty important in my life. I don't really view myself like any differently. I just view myself as healthy now. I've been very open with it, and I had to tell my children, because you have to leave the house in order to do it, to intake it, to ingest it, to vape or whatever, right? And it would be in our house and the smell would be around. And unfortunately, I have 2 small kids, so I had to be very honest with them and saying, Mommy's going outside to do her medicine. But to me, it's medicine. And to my children and to my family, it's medicine. That's how I refer to it, and that's how I use it. I just tell her that Mommy's going outside to do her medicine. And that's about it. She doesn't know what it looks like or what it comes like. She just knows what it smells like, because obviously it has a smell, and when I go outside. That's what my 4-year-old notices. My 11-year-old knows what it looks like, what say a vaporizer, like my Pax is. She knows my stuff, she knows to stay away from it. I also have a safe that I lock it all up in, because I do have 2 small kids. So, I mean, I'm honest, because I have to be, because otherwise they'll wonder where I'm going. And if you hide something from your children, they eventually find out and want to do it. They think it's cool or whatever. It's not. It's so that Mommy can do all these things. And I will tell my 4-year-old, well, why do you have to go do your medicine? Well, so I can go ride my bike with you, or so we can play in the backyard. And she's like, oh, okay, Mommy. And then my older one knows that it just allows me to do all the things that I'm able to do now. So they're very supportive. I think I was more apprehensive about telling people, but for a while there, I realized that, you really shouldn't be ashamed of something that's working, or that you're trying, because it's a prescription, it's medication, and there's nothing wrong with what I'm doing. And so I just gradually got over my own issues with it, and once I was okay with it, nobody else had any issues with it. I would say that if you don't know until you try something. And it's the same with anything in life. You don't know if something's going to work or not work until you try it. Well, you have to be open-minded and give it a try. If nothing else is working and you want to see if there may be something else I'd say be open-minded. Give it a whirl. If it doesn't work, you can always go back to your traditional medications, but be open-minded. Because a lot of people are closed-minded and don't think that it will work, or Western medication's better, or whatever you want to say. It's, just be open-minded, and I'm proof that, sometimes it does work. Most of the time. Positive changes. As I mentioned, my daughter said that she got her mommy back. Well, my husband and basically my whole family said they've got either their daughter back, their wife back, their best friend back, whatever it was, wow, where did you go? You're back again. I can't believe how bubbly and happy, and you just want to go, go, go. And I'm like, well, yeah, when you spend a couple years in bed and, things aren't looking so great, when you're able to do all these things that you see other people doing and living real lives, it becomes very exciting. And it's the small things. I took the small things. So at the beginning, it would be, I could walk to the bathroom. And then it was, I can walk down the stairs. And so as that, like, so you have to be positive though. Like, that's the other thing. Be open-minded and be positive. Because if you're gonna be negative and sit there and say it's not gonna work, it's not gonna work. Because you've already put that into your head. And so, yeah, for me, it was a really positive experience. And if more people can have something like I had and have a quality of life like I do now, because of something like this, you should try it.